Welcome to the daily Cambridge Nedbank COPpuccino. For today's canter through the COP17 Carnival, I'm joined by Minister Trevor Manuel, who is South Africa's Minister for National Planning. Mr. Manuel, you've been wandering around COP, busy, having lots of meetings. What's been the most significant thing you've heard so far, the thing that's most piqued your interest?
I'm worried about the levels of mistrust. I think that there still is a great divide, and unless we have leaders who understand how to bridge the divide, the necessary decisions are going to be retarded. That's my biggest fear about the system. I think that when ministers arrive and participate, hopefully we'll be able to construct a new discourse. But at the moment, I think that the chasm is too wide. And I think that people respond in this way primarily because of fear.
You've been speaking at a number of side events, such as this very room this morning with Nedbank discussing the role of the banking sector. In a sense, doesn't that sort of discussion matter more if real ideas can be discussed, if action points can be agreed, and if sectors change and corporations change? Isn't that, in a sense, even more important?
It is and it isn't, because I think in life we need leadership, and people look to the formality of agreements, which is why in the UN system you've got these endless negotiations. But unless you've got the formality of agreements, you're asking the private sector to commit resources to something that is completely unclear, because, you know, it's just in the nature of the beast. We know where we've been, we don't know where we're going to. I think that most people around Durban for COP17 accept the science of climate change. But how to deal with it and how to generate resources and ensure that we can raise the quality of life of people is the big challenge.
Now, your National Planning Commission has just recently issued its first National Development Plan, 2030. What's your vision for the energy mix and for the transition to a different economic system?
In many ways, South Africa's case is an open and shut case. We come from, or we live in an economy built on the minerals energy complex, and it was built on the abundance of cheap, sulfur-emitting, high-ash coal. We can't continue to do that, so there has to be a change in the base of what we manufacture and how we manufacture it. We need to increasingly enlarge the use of renewables in our energy mix. But because our coal thermal power has been as cheap as it has, finding an appropriate level to bring in independent power producers and having an adequately priced resources sector, I think is proving to be a big challenge. But I think we have to soldier on. We want to see a very different mix of energy production by 2030.
The Commission report approves broadly of pricing carbon, but what's your message to the incumbent interest holders in the minerals and energy complex that your Commission grappled with?
That there has to be change, that there are going to be winners and losers, and we need to try and ease the pain. But I don't think we have an option about changing the mix.
What does easing the pain mean?
If one looks at different environments at the moment, there's a huge debate in the UK about the scale of cuts. If you try and do these things too quickly, you can destroy the economy. In the context of energy and the price of energy and the price of energy in manufacturing in South Africa, if we try and drive the changes too hard, we're going to see job losses and deindustrialization. That wouldn't be in the interest of the South African economy either.